Hello and welcome back to How to Start a Game Company. This is Ross Shabilsky, the founder and CEO of D20 Studios. Today we have a very special guest speaker. I'd like to introduce everyone to John Dean.
Hello.
John Dean has an extensive background in the games industry. He is a former VP and GM for Electronic Arts. He is currently the head chairperson of the UDIN organization here in Utah. He's also the CEO of Gov1, and he is also a professor here at the university teaching a course on video game production. John, it is an absolute pleasure to have you here.
Good to be here, Ross. Thanks for inviting me.
So our audience would love to learn about what it means to be an effective producer and how that ties into the spirit and the culture of forming and building great teams as one seeks to start their business in the game industry.
So I think of a game producer as being very much like an orchestra conductor, right? What is an orchestra conductor? Some people see an orchestra conductor as somebody who just stands there at the front waving their arms around and getting all the attention. Well, that's kind of missing the point, because actually what an orchestra conductor is doing is working with a bunch of very talented individuals. So the orchestra conductor is critical in actually bringing the whole thing together and helping everyone understand their part and their piece throughout the entire piece of music. Game production is similar. You're working with very talented individuals, many of whom don't know that they need a conductor.
Now, one of the most common questions we get asked here on the show is, what kind of skills do I need to make it in the game industry? Coming from the perspective of someone who wants to really build a team and form a business around a game product, what would you say are effective skill sets that an aspiring producer would need?
Your goal as a producer should be the want to have a successful product at the end, and success for the team, meaning every single person on the team. Because it's not like you can be successful as a producer and your team not be, or your project not be, right? You are part of a team, but it's about the success of everybody. You are the advocate for the project, right? And help your team when you first start up with a game team. My advice would be sit everybody down and have an honest conversation about roles and responsibilities. So what is engineers? We've got two of them, for example. So who's actually going to be responsible for what? Is one of you leading and one of you taking advice or direction from that person, or are you both equal? How's that going to work? But you establish those roles and responsibilities, including what your role is as the producer. So what are we going to do when things go wrong? If at the beginning, when everyone's really excited, you get agreement on things, when you can agree these things from like a very high bar, it's much easier to do it then. And then remind yourself of those things when everyone's stressed out and nothing's working and everyone's maybe lost some of that initial passion. You can always remind yourself of this is why this work is worthy of us. This is what we agreed to do.
Wow. And how do you maintain that energy throughout the project? So when you're getting along and people start to have disagreements, how do you reinvigorate that passion and that reminder of that team chart you've established?
Well, one is to have it visible all the time. If you're working on a distributed setup, make sure everyone has a copy of it somewhere that you can refer back to. But I do think that on a regular basis, the team has to come together to be able to kind of take a step back from the work, and includes the producer as well, and try and be objective about where we're at. So I think it's okay for you as a producer to say, we're going to have a status meeting and just say, what we're going to do now for the next hour is we're not going to talk about any tasks. We're just going to review where we think we are against our original goals, right? Including how we're doing as a team with our team charter. But help the team take a step back from the actual work and get a sense of how we're doing against our goals.
Clearly there is so much knowledge and insights we can gain from you. I would love to have the opportunity to have you come back on the show, maybe even do a piece, John Dean's How to Become an Effective Producer.
Do I get to sing? Can I sing?
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Who wouldn't want to see a former VP at EA singing on the air on YouTube?
You might not.
John, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show today.
Thank you for inviting me, Russ.
And for those in the audience out there, this has been Ross Shabilsky, and it's a wonderful day here in Utah.